My dick's hard and we're 11 episodes away from when I fuck myself. This is the Raw review.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's we just watched Raw post Monday.
Oh, God.
So, hey Travis Colt.
Hey Kevin Hogg, what? Why you nudging
Hey, Thomas Wolf. How you doing?
What match happened?
Well, we had the New Day defeat the Gravity Dragons in a 6-man tag team match. Double 450s on the outside.
So much for the New Day being face now.
Yeah. And then
They were pretty over with the crowd though.
They
yeah.
always are.
Yeah.
That's not new.
Kofi was set up for some weird move on Sin Cara's shoulders. He was able to pull the mask up, distracting Sin Cara, hits the Trouble in Paradise, and the New Day picks up the win. We had the Usos defeat the Ascension. Go figure. Real commonplace matches is, oh man, they do things for me. We had Jericho and Styles defeat the Social Outcasts. Axel tapped out to the walls of Jericho. The Wyatts defeated Team Bald because Ryback walked away. That made sense. Sasha Banks defeated Naomi with the bank statement after Becky took out Tamina on the outside. And then in the main event, Triple H whooped the shit out of Roman Reigns. But he was going against Sheamus.
Yeah.
Because that made sense.
So Triple H won the match between Roman Reigns and Sheamus.
Yes. All right. So first off, the very first thing we saw when Raw came in was a video of earlier in the day. Dean Ambrose arrived at the building, got out of his car, and was immediately attacked by Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar whooped the shit out of him. They were rolling on top of Dean Ambrose's car, and there was a limo that was parked out there. At which point, Brock ends up dropping Ambrose on the windshield of the limo.
Hey, power slammed him on it.
Yeah. So Ambrose gets taken to a hospital. We saw Roman Reigns talking about them doing tests on him at the hospital. Blah blah blah. Heyman and Brock come out later in the show, and
This cut a promo where Heyman hit the microphone.
Yeah.
This was I didn't really like this promo from Heyman. It seemed so. It didn't feel like a Heyman promo. It felt like he was just. I guess it makes it. He's just kind of undermining Dean Ambrose. Like he's not giving Dean Ambrose any credit. So it's just like Dean Ambrose, and it was just
that feeds into what happened in the segment, though. It's that they don't see Dean Ambrose as a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't see Dean Ambrose as a threat is what pisses Brock and Paul off the most, because Dean Ambrose is the reason why Brock didn't win the triple threat match.
Right. And so they pretty much put the entire locker room on notice that, because of Dean Ambrose, Brock Lesnar's just going to tear through everybody, and if anybody wants to blame somebody, go to the hospital and talk to Dean Ambrose.
I think the understatement of this is what makes this a brilliant promo by Paul Heyman. Because normally we get, like, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, or Brock Lesnar versus Triple H, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. We get Paul Heyman coming out with his big, he reaches deep into his chest and brings out his big booming voice to get us all pumped for the match, because it's going to be a clash of these giants, these unstoppable forces that are about to collide and just tear each other apart. And isn't that the match you want to see? But Dean Ambrose isn't on that level. Dean Ambrose doesn't deserve that much effort.
The only problem I have with that is that Paul Heyman is terrified of Dean Ambrose. We saw that on SmackDown.
Yeah, but not when Brock. Paul Heyman is terrified of any wrestler if Brock Lesnar's not around, because any wrestler can rip Paul Heyman's head off.
But even in the promos leading up to WrestleMania last year, we saw Paul Heyman go face-to-face with Roman Reigns with absolutely no fear. And the fact that he had no fear standing face-to-face with Roman Reigns last year, and now all of a sudden just doesn't really give a shit about Dean Ambrose, even though he's terrified of him, it feels like a contradiction, which makes me care less about the
What I'm
promo.
saying is that He's trying to paint Dean Ambrose as someone who's not a threat to Brock Lesnar. He's telling the story of this feud through the way he delivers his promo.
Alright. Anyway,
I like the fact that he's doing the promo and he's pissed off. And he's talking about the fact that if Heyman is in this bad of a mood cutting this promo, imagine what kind of mood Brock is in. That's after he hit the microphone down and Brock's breath at it.
Yeah.
And then he had to get a second microphone because he broke the first one.
Yeah.
So, at which point, after telling anyone who has an issue with, Brock Lesnar just running through the locker room, the ambulance comes back because it's driven by Dean Ambrose.
And he picked a door that needed to be opened.
Which, I'm going to say, I think was actually really clever. Again, from a making it seem real standpoint, because they're not going to have the door already open for this ambulance that Dean Ambrose just hijacked and drove to the arena. No one was expecting that.
Yeah.
So of course they need to open. They're probably like, what the fuck's that ambulance doing
Yeah,
here?
did someone get hurt?
Its lights are on, we better open this door.
Yeah, the siren's going. So Dean Ambrose drags himself out of the ambulance, rips his neck brace off, drags himself up to the ramp, or down the ramp, up to the ring, at which point Brock Lesnar steps on his face and walks over him. Paul Heyman drops the microphone on his face. They get to the top of the ramp, and Dean Ambrose throws out the challenge for a street fight at WrestleMania between him and Brock Lesnar. And I told Lesnar, okay, German suplex is no, F5 means yes, and he gave Dean Ambrose an F5, at which point we now have the street fight.
Yeah, I'm
okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, despite the fact that, right around the time of the Rumble, the idea was to go with Wyatt Lesnar.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. I'm more okay with this.
Yeah, no, I think the story is built better here. We'll probably see the Wyatt Lesnar thing continue somewhere down the line this year. Maybe that'll be a SummerSlam thing. I don't know. But yeah, so we're officially getting Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar at Mania in a street fight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool. Let's go with that. All right, so we had the Divas go at it again. We had Sasha going one-on-one against Naomi.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
A good match. Had Tamina on the outside. I was worried for a second because they stressed so much that there was the loose alliance just to get rid of Tamina and Naomi.
Yeah.
And then when Becky came down and helped Sasha picks up the win. They're in there. They're buddy-buddy. And I'm like, okay, is one of them going to hit each other? Or are they all of a sudden just like really cool? And then we got Charlotte came out. And it was like, oh, I'm so glad to see you guys are you're getting along and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, by the way, you guys are going to have a match coming up pretty soon to determine who faces me at WrestleMania. So then we get Charlotte really stirring the pot. The Becky, watch out!
Yeah.
Because Sasha was standing behind Becky. And so, she's like, oh, yeah, you guys are great friends and blah, blah, blah. I don't think there needed to be any stirring of the pot because we already knew that they both wanted the Divas title spot.
I wish that they would have both just got mics and be like, no, we're not friends. What made you think that?
Charlotte, you're a moron. But no, I think that this is good, simple build. I don't know when we're getting the number one contenders match. I don't think they announced that.
No, they didn't say what it was going to be.
I'm sure it'll be in the next 2 weeks on Raw.
One of the things I thought led itself was that the fact that Charlotte was wearing a Nikki Bella top.
Yes, yeah, it was the that red latex kind of looking top that said champion on it. So she's good at getting digs at the other divas, and I'm really interested to see if this goes.
Wait a minute, you're saying that there's a chick that's really good at being bitchy at other chicks?
Yeah, and it's not on Total Divas.
Such a rarity.
It's not on Total Divas. I hope they don't try and go with a Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn kind of thing.
Yeah, that's
Because if
I was thinking at first.
If they do this on the main roster, I'm going to be really upset.
They can do it as long as if they do a double count out, double pin, clusterfuck thing.
They just immediately make it a triple threat?
As long as they're just like, hey, triple threat.
If they do it one and done and not carry the shit out like they're doing on NXT, stop that.
That's weird. That might mark the first time we made a complaint about the NXT thing while talking about a main roster show.
Yeah.
Well, first time for everyone.
NXT can't win them all. Off topic real quick.
Okay.
If I was the referee in the Samoa Joe Sami Zayn match, because sometimes it can come down to referee discretion, and I get that technically Joe was also pinning Zayn, but one guy was clearly more in control of the pin.
Yeah.
Zayn
was much more on top of Samoa Joe.
I would have just said, you know what? Clearly Zayn pinned Samoa Joe, and this also happened.
Yeah. But then you have the argument of Joe's arm was kind of up, so maybe the shoulder wasn't down.
Yeah,
but he wasn't there to see. Anyway,
that's just...
We'll talk about that.
I'm just saying, if I was that ref, I would just be like, you know what? Zayn wins. Fuck it. Fuck you, Joe. I don't care.
Yeah, that's what, for me, I always thought that Regal kept pressuring him. I need a winner. Who's the number one contender? But I wanted Drake to be like, can I do it?
I'll
You know what, Regal?
I'll face Finn.
You know what, Regal? You are, okay? Just...
I'll watch the hell out of Finn Balor versus William Regal, I'll tell you that right now.
Who's the number one contender? Nakamura.
Yay!
Anyway, back to Raw.
Yeah, back to Raw. Okay, so we had a lot of other really simple shit happen. Jericho Styles Respect turned into a tag team match.
Yeah,
I don't know. We're back at this point. Where does AJ go?
Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I might like it. I don't know.
Y2AJ?
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I don't want them to be a tag team.
That's the thing.
Jericho's not around often enough, and AJ needs to do his own thing.
I think something cool can be done with it. I just don't know what that's going to be, so I'm...
Yeah, I don't doubt that something good can happen.
If it's just they do a tag team match at WrestleMania, and then Jericho goes back to do whatever Jericho does, and then AJ gets to go on to other things, that's cool.
All right,
but then what's their match at Mania?
Social outcast.
Dissension.
Gross. So yeah, I don't know. AJ's going somewhere.
Yeah.
What time are we at? Can I rant about Ryback real quick?
Probably.
Before we get into the really good part of Raw.
Wasting time.
Open your damn phone!
We got 26 left. Yeah.
Why do the Wyatts have to lose at fucking Fastlane?
Why do they have to lose at fucking...
Just so... What? Stop it! You're ruining my rant.
They are ugly.
Why did the Wyatts have to lose a 6-man tag for us to go to another 6-man tag just to push this Ryback thing? Did Ryback need to do the first 6-man tag? If he didn't want to be... I get it. His thing was, I won last night, why am I in this match?
You won last night, why are you in this match?
Yeah, why is this match happening?
That's the thing. I agree, Ryback. Why are you in this match? I don't like it, but why are you? Yeah, Ryback, why are you?
I don't.
Why are you Ryback?
Okay. So the credibility of the Wyatts on this storyline that they're building around themselves, they lose a match so we can further Ryback?
Yeah.
The fuck, WWE?
Well, that's to be fair. That's what the Wyatt family is there for.
It's bullshit.
The Wyatt family legitimately builds people up to move on to their next storyline.
It's the thing is with it, and I get that. I get that's theoretically the point of all heels. In order to properly build people up, they need to look like a credible threat. Beating them needs to mean something. And officially, as far as Fastlane, beating them means nothing because they don't win.
They don't build up enough credibility for the Wyatt family to be a dominant force.
Yeah,
they win 2 weeks on TV and then lose at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, their attempt was making it so one by one the Wyatt family beat up all three guys. And that was their build to make them look scary.
Right, but
like they meant something.
The fact that they didn't win at the previous pay-per-view, they have to overcome too many hurdles to build them up.
Yeah.
If they're having them lose and then try to build them up in between every pay-per-view.
And now, I brought this question up to you before we started watching Raw and everything. If we build the Wyatts up again, and they do something at Mania, and they lose again, they've lost 3 pay-per-views in a row.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are they there?
Yeah. It's to the point where
I like them so much.
I'm going to say this, and I know that it'll seem wrong because I know that Luke Harper's always been this character. Brody Lee is pretty much the same guy as Luke Harper.
Yeah.
It's at the point where I think they just need to get rid of Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman because I like watching them, but if they left, I probably wouldn't miss them.
That's fair.
Have Bray Wyatt go off on his own and completely repackage Luke Harper because if they want to do anything with him, he's too seen as the Wyatt, as the second guy in the Wyatt family with the current look he has.
What would you... Okay, so if you were to repackage Luke Harper, what would you do with
I
him?
have no fucking idea because he's been his whole career.
Okay,
That's why
so
I'm saying it would sound wrong.
You being a Brody Lee Luke Harper fan, would you repackage him as something different? Or would you just let him be this character but more human?
That's a toughie. I mean, he's not a super strong promo guy.
You have to look at it from the point of the common fan from WWE who only knows Luke Harper.
Yeah, that's the tough thing. Is it's a lot tougher to repackage someone if they're not a great character worker.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's the kind of thing that really lends itself to John Huber, a.k.a. Luke Harper, a.k.a. Brody Lee, is the fact that his character, Luke Harper, is so similar to that of Brody Lee. He didn't have to go through a lot of, okay, what do I do now? Yeah. How is this different from who I was? Because, I mean, it's the same outfits, it's the same moves.
The only reason I say repackage him, I just say repackage him look-wise.
Yeah.
I don't mean,
you gotta
do a whole lot with them.
Yeah, to separate them away. That that makes a lot of sense.
It's just because get him just a clean shirt.
Clean up his shirt and
trim his beard a little bit, and maybe do something different with his hair.
Cover up that bald spot.
Yeah, put him in a singlet. Put him in a singlet. Pull his hair back into a ponytail. Give him white boots with tassels.
But the only reason I say all this is because the Wyatt family has...
I only say that because I've seen it.
The Wyatt family has zero credibility right now.
Yeah.
For Bray Wyatt to move on to the next step, I think the way to make his character interesting again is to strip away his family and literally start him from the bottom. Be like, okay, you have nothing left. And have him build himself back up as a dominant force on his own. Then I want Luke Harper to do something because I really, really like him. But as long as he still looks like Luke Harper, he's never going to progress as beyond he's that guy from the Wyatt family.
Yeah, Luke Harper specifically would have to do, even if he doesn't change the way he looks, he would have to do something so outrageously different.
Yeah.
That people would go, oh, hey, look, he's more than just that one-dimensional guy who's always been.
Yeah.
Who's always been, even when the Wyatt family wasn't a thing, he was still.
He was still that guy.
He was that guy, but he ended up turning his services to the authority.
Yeah.
So he's always been the creepy henchman.
Yeah. Okay. As I needed to say something.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. The big stuff.
Yeah.
So we know that we are officially getting Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania for the championship.
Yep.
The big story for Raw was the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award. We've been seeing the promos for this. I know, right?
For an award.
We've been seeing the promos for this for about a week and a half now. We've seen the trophy, or we've seen the award.
It was built to the point where I knew whatever they did was going to be either really, really, really cool or really, really, really stupid.
And so it starts off, Vince comes out, and he's getting ready to...
It's really, really stupid.
Yeah, it's the traditional... I was slightly shocked because I thought they were for sure going to give it to Triple H.
Yeah.
They gave it to the other half of Triple H, Stephanie.
I hope down the line what comes out of this... I'm not going to tell you. Hold on.
Okay. So Vince says the only person worthy of this is Stephanie. Stephanie comes out, she's ecstatic. She's like, oh, I didn't know that this was going to happen.
This was my favorite part of what Stephanie did.
I wrote a speech just in case. I wasn't sure, but I wrote something down just in case. She had like a planner and everything. She was ready for this. And she's first off, she's like, I couldn't have done this without my partner, my best friend, my husband, Triple H. And before she gets too much further in her promo, she is interrupted by Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
Hell.
What? No. Shut up. Shane McMahon.
Douglas.
No. Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Hare.
No, he's dead. If she's interrupted by Shane,
That's such a good stretch that it wasn't even Shane. His name was Sean. Okay.
no, Shane McMahon is back on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. So
and the crowd loses their goddamn
So the thing
mind.
I was gonna say,
okay,
is not for WrestleMania because we already know the plans. I hope this builds up to Shane versus Triple H down the line.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. I've been watching it happen back in '99 because I've been watching all of Raws and SmackDowns on the network.
For $9.99.
Yeah.
Watch the stuff from '99 for $9.99.
Don't be a cheap ass.
My ass expensive, bro.
So
That's why I gotta steal the network.
yeah.
No, okay, so he comes out and just ruins everything.
He just
He dropped a truth bomb on their faces.
all the fans' complaints, everything that the fans noticed, he just said it.
We had our savior in Shane McMahon saying that
He's like, the stocks have dropped,
the
the
ratings,
ratings are
have
going
dropped.
down, all your top guys are injured.
I love Stephanie. Like we've been running the show, and he's like, oh, she doesn't know.
Yeah, and you see Vince getting more and more nervous because Stephanie is so angry at Shane, but then her direction gets turned to Vince, and Vince is like, I don't know, and Shane's like, Shane's like, is it true?
Just holds the mic and Vince's face.
And you hear Vince go, get your, and he knocks the microphone away. So eventually, we find out that even though Shane's been gone for the better part of 6 or 7 years, he never lost his place as far as a shareholder and owner in WWE.
And then him and Vince, they didn't get into the specifics, but him and Vince have some kind of deal worked out.
What I picked up from it, just like listening to what they were saying, it's like when Stephanie walked away, and the first thing initially that Vince comes with is, oh, I'll let me write you another check. It's about the money. Mm-hmm. Is that I feel like that Vince was paying Shane to stay away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And kind of, okay, Shane, despite the fact, real life, whatever, Shane left WWE because he wanted to focus on, starting his own businesses and
starting
being
a family
guy.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, say that Shane is being paid to actually stay away from WWE while still keeping a stake in the company.
Yeah.
But just so he doesn't upset the balance, Vince is basically like saying, "Well, I'll give you your paycheck just to stay home."
Yeah. And so we find because it was always kind of assumed that once Vince stepped down, Shane would take over.
Right.
But then in recent years, it's been obvious that Triple H and Stephanie are going to take over. So I like the addition of the realism in this storyline.
the best part was Vince is like, name your price, and Shane was like, oh, any price? Well, I want Raw.
Yeah. So he flips it, and
Vince wet himself.
Vince is like, oh, well, we can't really do that now, can we? So, pretty much what you're saying is if you run Raw, you want the company.
Shane's like, exactly.
And he's like, all right, well, if I name the place and the time and you win your match, you can have control of Monday Night Raw or WWE, blah, blah, blah.
Shane's like, okay.
Shane's like, well,
I've done a wrestling match before.
Yeah. His line was, I've made a deal with the devil before, so you have a deal. He shakes Vince's hand.
Yeah.
And then,
Which, by the way, real quick,
Okay.
slightly off topic, actually way off topic, but it reminded me of something I remembered while I was on my way home the other day. Last night, actually, right? We did that episode.
Indie News last
Yeah,
night?
Indie News, yeah. On my way home, I was thinking of the idea of how Kane got to be the director of operations of the Authority. And I realized that
Fan theories with Kevin Hart.
he became known right before this, like his gimmick pre-this was being the devil's favorite demon.
Okay.
And then I realized, how many times has Vince McMahon been referred to as the devil during certain storylines?
Alright.
And so if Kane is Vince's favorite demon, no wonder he got to be the director of operations.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So
Back to what actually
yeah,
matters.
so Shane's like, all right, cool. I'll win my match and I'll take control. He's about to walk away, and Vince goes, whoa, wait. I'm about to name that time, name that place, and that's gonna be at WrestleMania.
And I was shocked because I swear he would have said SmackDown 2 weeks from
Maybe
now.
I thought he was gonna say Fastlane.
We're gonna go back in time.
Put your predictions for Fastlane in the comments.
Is Shane gonna win his match?
Every week, just put your predictions for Fastlane in the comments.
And we'll give you some...
Put your predictions for Fastlane next year.
You gotta beat
In the
Brittany, though.
comments.
She's already got 2.
Yeah.
So obviously he names WrestleMania is going to be the place, it's going to be the time. The opponent, though, I think this is completely new for this particular match because we know we get this every year. But the Undertaker is being used as a weapon against Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
And to top it off, we are going to put Shane McMahon and the weapon inside Hell in a Cell.
My only question is, what does the Undertaker think about all this?
That's why I think where this storyline is gonna get good. Is Undertaker's reaction to
Being used by Vince?
being used, yeah. It's like Undertaker's really never been the guy to go with like, hey, I'm with the management, he's never been that character. So having him like
Well,
it'd
it
be
was that one time.
for me, it's just the idea of seeing Undertaker have an opinion on something.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like Undertaker comes out and challenges somebody, or somebody comes out and challenges Undertaker, and this is one where Undertaker's put in a match that really he had no say in.
But what's interesting is like, I'm sure he's going to hate being in this match, hate the fact that Vince is just throwing him in this match to do his bidding, but Undertaker's pride isn't going to let him just lose the match to Shane McMahon.
Yeah. Well, it's still a match at WrestleMania, and he's already lost once, and he doesn't want to lose again.
Yeah.
So, he's still going to have that same driving force. It's just the way in which he's put in this match is super interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see the story develop over the next month.
Can I give my prediction?
Do it.
Undertaker's going to come out, maybe not next week, week after, say no. Vince is going to force him into the match by holding something over his head.
I actually think if Shane is so set on wanting to own Monday Night Raw, he is going to force the Undertaker to accept the match.
He's gonna just.
He's going to piss.
Yeah.
He's going to piss the Undertaker
He's gonna attack
off.
the Undertaker.
He's going to kick him in the balls, because that's That's what really gets the point across nowadays. Is a really hard hit to the nuts.
Yeah. But so the standout line from this promo for me that just resonated as such a point of humanizing Shane McMahon and really putting the stakes on the line for what this match represents, more than just a shift in the company, more than, like, on a personal level, Shane versus Vince, is when Vince said, I get one more chance to beat you. And Shane said, I remember those beatings well.
Yeah. The dynamic between these two is always fun. And this is, you know, we used to always have, okay, it was father versus son, you know, dominance of the family, alpha male kind of thing. And now Shane is in a position where he is a father, and he wants to see the company continue to where his sons can take over.
Yeah.
And his son's sons can take over. He wants the company to last, and he knows that currently it's not going to work with Triple H and Stephanie in charge. So a really awesome storyline.
Yeah.
In a really interesting way to get Undertaker involved in WrestleMania. I'm super intrigued for this match. That being said, with Stephanie being pissed off that she didn't get her award speech and blah 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 at the beginning, she puts Roman Reigns in a main event match against Sheamus.
We haven't talked about this
Yeah. Well, match. It was a match.
Yeah.
The League of Nations got sent to the back during a commercial. Yay! The big story here is that the match...
It wasn't even that they, like, pissed off the ref and broke the rules. It was just, like, an agent came from the back. They're like, guys, you're not getting over. Come on. Just come on.
But Barrett was going to do it... No, definitely not Barrett.
No, Barrett's...
I was going to do a thing.
Barrett's out, man.
Yeah, Rusev was like, no, Barrett was going to do a thing. Barrett's like, I'm not doing a thing.
So the guy, the agent's like, no, Barrett has to leave now. And Del Rio and Rusev are like, but if Barrett can't do his thing, we're out too.
Yeah.
See you later, Sheamus.
Anyway.
Fuck off.
This match...
Red Rooster.
This match
Yay.
was a thing.
It was a thing.
It was a means to an end.
And it never... well, to no end, because this match didn't end.
It's a means to no end.
The end was Triple H coming out.
I always love the differential in Triple H where he wears the suit and he comes out to
corporate Triple H and demon Triple H.
Oh no.
And this was demon Triple H.
Yeah, this is demon Triple H. He comes out
or degenerate Triple H.
Yeah, there we go. It's COO Triple H and degenerate Triple H.
I always feel like the one differential, now Triple H has just been called Triple H for so long, he can't ever not be Triple H. But I always felt like now that he's in the upper corporate position, that as a member of the authority, he should be referred to as Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Yeah.
And then when he comes out to wrestle, that's when he's Triple H.
Yeah.
But
he came out to beat the fuck out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, he kept jeans, his t-shirt, his jacket, with the belt, he's ready to whoop some ass, and holy shit.
Yeah.
He might not have whooped some ass, but he whooped some face.
Yeah, he
whooped face into the commentator's table
Triple
about 80
H
times.
Taught us how to make hamburger meat with Roman Reigns' face.
Using only the shell of the top of the commentator's
Yeah,
table.
the flimsiest part of the entire commentator's table fucks all of Roman Reigns' shit up.
Yeah.
It is just...
ball bearings.
He smashes his face 8 or 9 times into this
It was
table.
at least 15.
Was it really that many?
Yeah, it was a lot.
I lost count. It was... Whatever it was enough to... Once we saw Roman Reigns again, he was covered in his own blood.
Yeah, it's initially when
faces have a surprising amount of blood. That's what I learned from that.
Well, it's you see Roman Reigns get his head smashed a bunch, and the first thing I noticed is when he finally gets pulled off of the table, that his hands are covered in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, because you only see he's got the blood in this area.
Yeah, it's all around his nose.
And then Triple H picks it up and starts punching him in this area.
And then it moves. It migrates to the rest of his face.
Yeah.
And a team of gloved referees come out and be like, Triple H, you gotta stop. We are still on TV.
Weird cartoon characters. When they all come out wearing gloves, it's like a whole bunch of Mickey Mouse references.
Okay, but wouldn't that have been so weird if they're like, Triple H, you gotta stop. We're still on TV, and Triple H is like, oh, I thought the show was over. That's why I.
And then he gently cleans up Roman Reigns. Be like, are we off? All right, cool. And then he's just then extra stuff that you only see on YouTube in black and white is him just fucking hammering his face.
But so
again.
so Triple H leaves to his credit. He's like, okay, we've done enough.
Yeah. Then he got a different.
And then he's like, wait. I didn't do that one thing I like to do.
Pedigree on the stairs.
Yeah. I think Triple H.
Pose with the belt.
I think Triple H sent a very important message to Roman Reigns.
Fans still love me.
That's the concern this is raising, though.
Yes.
I think this is backfire. They're gonna backfire because they're like, hey, go out and beat up Roman Reigns and get him some sympathy.
But they like me.
And the fans are
I made
it. Yeah.
Yes. So now, not only is it Triple H who has so much respect in the company, not only is it Triple H who gave us NXT, now it's Triple H gave us blood on Monday Night Raw. There's no fucking way they're getting Roman Reigns over.
As he was leaving, the crowd was chanting one more time.
God. So WrestleMania is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We got 3 matches set for sure.
One on its way to being set.
Yeah, one on its way to being set. We still have nothing for the U.S. title, the tag titles, the Intercontinental title. God knows what else we're gonna get in the coming weeks. But yeah, we've got a month and a half before WrestleMania hits. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching the Raw review.
Yeah.
Once again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down there what you thought about Monday Night Raw. Were you excited about Shane McMahon coming back? Because you should be. Are you excited about the street fight between Lesnar and Ambrose? Are you excited that you got to see Roman Reigns' face turn into hamburger?
Are you excited for what they're doing with Ryback? Are you?
Fuck Ryback.
I bet some people are. There are Ryback fans. I'm not one of them, particularly. But
I am a Ryback fan, and I don't like this.
I'm a Ryback neutral.
There we go. You are a Ryback ambivalent.
Yeah, it's like Ryback's there. He can do some cool stuff sometimes.
He's Rybivalent.
Check out all the links down in the description: Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Reddit, 2 emails, and a podcast.
Unless you're listening to the podcast right now.
Then check the description for all of those same links, except there's also one to the YouTube where you can see our pretty faces, our setup in the ring, the pictures that we post on the videos as well. And
this one.
If you're on YouTube, check out that playlist. Because we got a Fastlane review that came out before this. Coming up next, we got midweek wrap-up, SmackDown rundown, and indie news with lots of results.
Did you know there was a playlist over here?
I was just talking about it, Kevin.
Oh.
So,
wow.
For those of you watching and listening, thank you for watching and listening. Get in on a discussion.
And for those of you that have been smelling, that's weird.
Take a shower.
And we'll see you in whatever video you decide to smell next.
Potential. Smell-o-vision.
You smell it?
I think it's a dog.
No, it smells like Alex Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah, wet Alex Riley. Gross. It's because he's still there bleeding on the floor.
We should probably clean that up.
He might be dead.
Oh well.
Da 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 da.